Well, hi everyone, and welcome to the Infinity Futures Daily Trading video. My name is Raleigh White, and I'm here to talk to you about the trades we took in our live trading room on Wednesday, November 19th, 2014. Well, looking at today's economic calendar, you can see there were several things on tap that we needed to be aware of. At 7:30, we had the release of building permits, which came in higher than expected, with 1,080,000 building permits estimated to be issued over the next year versus a prior estimate of 1,040,000 building permits. Then at 7:30, we also had housing start data being released, which projects that 1,010,000 new housing starts will occur over the course of the next year versus a prior estimate of 1,030,000 housing starts. Then at 9:30, we had the release of crude oil inventory data, which came in much higher than expected. We saw an increase in inventories of 2.6 million barrels versus a forecasted drawdown of a negative 700,000 barrels. Then at 1 o'clock this afternoon, we had the release of the Federal Reserve FOMC meeting minutes. Now, as far as today's pre-market sentiment was concerned, things were fairly mixed coming into the open. Now, the Asian markets had closed lower on concerns over Japan. Investors in Asia were concerned that Japan's economic health was not in good shape, especially after the release of third quarter GDP data, which showed that the economy was sliding in recession. We did see that the Japanese Nikkei closed down 0.3 of a point after Prime Minister Abe announced that new elections would be held in the lower parliament on the 17th of December, and he also decided to delay the next round of sales tax hikes for a period of 18 months. We also saw that the Hong Kong market was off 0.7 of a point, and the Shanghai market was off 0.2 of a point, as profit taking was going on off recent highs, and this was largely impacting the automotive sector. As far as the European markets are concerned, they were open and trending higher after the release of the Bank of England minutes. Now, Bank of England members remain divided as to when exactly they're going to do an interest rate hike, and as a result of that division, it's not expected that that would occur until sometime in mid-2015. But any gains in the market were capped by a slump in the energy and mining sector as iron and crude oil prices remain low. Focus for many European investors would be on the Federal Reserve meeting minutes and clues as to when the United States might be looking to raise its interest rates. As far as the United States is concerned, Wall Street figured to open up lower ahead of the Fed minutes. Now, the futures were pointing down coming into the open of the U.S. trading session off of the mixed global market performance and ahead of the FOMC meeting minutes scheduled for a release in the afternoon. We did see that third quarter corporate results are expected today from Lowe's, Staples, and Target, among others, and the focus for many U.S. investors would be on the release of crude oil inventories, the FOMC meeting minutes, and tomorrow's Consumer Price Index report. Now, as far as today's trading activity is concerned, I attempted 4 entries in the market, but unfortunately I was not filled on any of these entries, but I'd like to show you what I saw. But before I do that, I need to share with you this following important disclaimer, and that is that trading futures involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources, as you may lose all or more of your initial investment. And always remember that past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Well, turning to the charts, let's begin here with the E-mini S&P 500, and we can see that coming into the open of today's trading session, we had 2 consecutive bars moving lower, followed by 1 bar retracing, and I was hoping the second bar was going to retrace and give me a short entry here at 2049 and a quarter, but the market never came to this point and it fell away from me, and I had to take this trade out of the market. I also saw some opportunities in the E-mini Dow market, and we can see here coming into the open we had 2 bars moving lower, followed by 1 bar retracing, and I was hoping that this second bar was going to come back and retrace and give me a short entry here at 17,662, but the market fell away from me and I had to take this trade out of the market. Now, staying with the E-mini Dow, we can see we had 4 bars moving lower, followed by 1 bar retracing and a second bar retracing, and I was all set to go short here at 17,640, but the market initially opened up here at 17,636. It moved through what would have been my profit target, and when it did that, I had to take this trade out of the market. Ultimately, the market did come back up to where I would have gotten a fill and then moved back down to my profit target. But the way I play this is that if the market goes through my profit target without filling me, I take the trade off. Lastly, that brings me to the Euro FX futures market, and we did see an opportunity here shortly after the open of the U.S. trading session. You can see that we had 1, 2, 3 consecutive bars moving lower, followed by one bar retracing, and I was hoping this second bar was going to close up here and give me a short entry at 125.60, but it never came to my entry point here, so I needed to take this trade off. As a result, and to recap, I had 4 attempts in the market and no fills, and I look forward to seeing what kind of opportunities might present themselves tomorrow. Well, looking at tomorrow's economic calendar, you can see we have a very full schedule. Things get started at 7:30 in the morning with the release of the Consumer Price Index and Core Consumer Price Index data. We also at 7:30 will have weekly unemployment claims information coming out. Then at 8:45 we have flash manufacturing PMI. At 9 o'clock the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, as well as existing home sales. Then at 9:30 we have the release of the natural gas storage information, and at 12:30 we have FOMC member Mester speaking. So I think individually or collectively each one of these reports has the real potential to move the markets, and hopefully tomorrow we're going to see some nice opportunities to take advantage of some trades. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching today's daily video. I wish you a pleasant evening and look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Take care and good night.